Hey everybody, welcome back to Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. We're going to continue on with the slow walkthrough here. I feel like doing Harvest Valley next. We have a couple directions we could go, but I want to finish off upgrading my weapon, so this is one of the better places to get some upgrade materials. Ooh, we are very low on life gems. So, actually, I'm gonna go get some of those. I've been thinking a little bit more about the differences between the games. That's something I'm going to talk about through this whole series. I feel like a lot of people find this game clunky because they're not used to the pace. A lot of people are coming from Dark Souls 3. It's what a lot of people start on, especially. And they're not used to how slow the pace is. You can't do the spam rolls and things like you can in 3. You have to play it a lot slower and a lot more careful. Which I think ends up making people feel like it's clunky. I think similar to my experience with Dark Souls 1. I wasn't used to the mechanics, so it felt like the game wasn't doing what I was telling it to do. And I feel like that's what a lot of people's problem is with Dark Souls 2, is that they feel like it's not doing what they tell it to do, even though it is most of the time, and they're just not used to the differences, right? Should be able to avoid poison here. Rolling gets the poison goo off of you faster, if you were not aware. Oh wow, we are very low on arrows. That's it for our iron arrows. Take out the desert sorceresses from range just to save us the hassle. I think these are hexing urns. Yep. Personally, the slower pace that Dark Souls 2 has is one of the reasons I like it so much, especially for the PvP. It often feels like when you lose a fight, it's because you did something wrong. I find in Dark Souls 3 especially, all of the spam rolls and Estus chugging, that all just makes the game feel really bad, in my opinion. We'll go ahead and get all of these lizards. It does require... I can't remember if it's reloading the area or if it's save and quit, but we'll find out. I think it's reloading the area, but it might be save and quit. No, it's reloading the area. That's good. Okay. I have one more to do. I'd rather not chase them through the poison tunnels yet. well. So much for that, huh? Well, there's a few things that we could get down there, but I'll go through this area next. Ooh. These guys have a few more hit points than the ones in Huntsman's Copse. There used to be a Titanite Lizard that spawned there, but I don't know that it does in Scholar. We are looking to just get the last few Titanite chunks that we need. We need 2 more chunks in order to finish off upgrading our weapon. As well as after this video, well, between this one and the next one will probably be a little bonus video. Just while I do some invasions. Or rather, just while I get summoned, since we have a Covenant upcoming here that I will be joining. Now I think one of those is a chunk, but I can't quite remember. Let's get this guy dealt with. Okay, he'll die to poison. If I remember correctly, there's a fat jailer here, right? No, I guess not in Scholar. This we have. I will learn the Jester. I will come here and do the Covenant a little later. Like I said, in a bonus video. And I'll get myself summoned a bunch just to farm up sunlight metals. Yeah, I don't have the... don't have the arrows to deal with that. Well, I got double hit. And there wasn't even a chunk there like I thought there was. Well, we can try getting that Titanite Lizard another time. And we still got poisoned. Didn't quite get out in time. Don't know exactly where they are. I know there's a shard down this way, so we'll go grab that. I am fairly certain this is still an Estus Flask shard over here. Repair powder. Ah, Lucatiel is here. We will go ahead and talk to Lucatiel.
Still on the road, are you? Sorry to have burdened you so. This is for you, by way of an apology. I found my thoughts growing hazy. My memories are fading, oldest first. The curse is doing its work upon me. I am frightened. Terribly so. If everything should fade, what will be left of me? I had an older brother. We learned to fence together. He became the most decorated swordsman in all of Mirror. I never even compared to him. In fact, I never beat him. Not once. But then, one day, he was gone. Lost without a trace. Now I'm certain that he was taken by the curse. If only someone would hear my tale. My brother must have come here, too. Soon I may forget even about him. If only someone would... My brother, soon I'm...
Now, we have plenty of Ferrous Lockstones, so we'll go ahead and use this one. I forget what's here. Ah, Poison Bite Ring. Now, I'm actually going to swap the Cat Ring for the Ring of Steel Protection. Just because that little bit of extra physical defense is always nice. I will come back down there for those items after I get some more arrows, because, well, I have the poison arrows I could use, but I'm pretty sure they're immune. Oh, we one-shot those. That's nice. Oh. Oh. Okay. I suppose so. our fire resistance is not especially good in this armor. It's not especially bad either, but... And like I said before, we'll worry about... Well, we'll worry about the rest of these items once I can kill those guys with some arrows. I don't know where she's firing from. Yes, we have a poison trap here. Ooh. Just a torch. Now, we could just go and kill the boss. However, we have this. We also have this guy down here. Get exactly what item is here. Simpleton Spice. Well, I can always do that. You don't need to jump for that one, but I was trying to jump to be safe and way over jumped it. Let's go ahead and try that one again. No. So. Well, hi there. Hey, you stepped on the pressure plate. Now we can go take on the boss. One of, if not the easiest boss in the game. I say right before I'm probably going to die. Always gonna jinx that. Our damage is quite good here, though. There we are. Still decent souls, though. Now, up here is actually where we used to have Lucatiel. This room here, now it is filled with poison jars. Ah, Forlorn is back. Why, hello there. Well, actually I can just go rest here, huh? You know what? I'm gonna want more arrows for this section, so we have 30,000 souls. Let's go get some more arrows. I'll actually go to Macduff's, because I believe he sells unlimited iron. I'll buy like 200 or something. Ah, there we go. And we'll head back to Majula and spend the rest on life gems. Perhaps some bright bugs as well. Not sure how much the bright bugs are right now. 16k? 12k. So we can afford two. We'll want to stock up on the bright bugs. They're not necessary, but they're nice. Okay, where were we? Earthen Peak. Oh my god, camera, why? I'm gonna try that one again without the camera messing up. Oh, fell off the ledge there. I'm aware that it will close the gate on me, yeah. But that's okay. Man, these guys are like all over the place. Oh, good damage. Won't rest at the bonfire here, but I will light it and light my torch. And we go here and set a light, the windmill. Now, is this an NPC sign or a player? It looks like a player. Oh my lord! Just get wombo comboed and stun locked. That death was on me for forgetting those guys were there, of course. Oh, Desert Sorcerer's Hood. That's a rare drop. Yep, Pate is still there. Okay. And the gate that was closed on us. We do, however, have this.
Shush. You idiot. Stay quiet. I'm on the run. Don't give me away. You're a fugitive too, eh? Yeah? Why else would you be here? It's got death written all over it. You want to climb down here? I can lend you a ladder. But, how much can you offer me? Why, yep, I'm trying to help you, you know. Have you no gratitude? Downright rude, really. I've got a soft heart, so I let you off this once. All right, it'll be just a moment.
Where did he pull that ladder from? I have no idea.
Go on ahead. I won't offer this deal twice. Oh, what is it? What do you need now? Huh?
So he sells a few things here. The old Thief set from Dark Souls 1. As well as a mix of things here. We do want to buy this ladder miniature. But we'll do that later.
Have you heard? Well, apparently, there's this monster lady, right? And the poison, well, does wonders for her body. You know, health and beauty and that sort of stuff. And I thought only human women were so petty. That creature, she was human once, you know. Huh? In fact, she was wed to the prince of that nearby castle. But her husband? He had feelings for another. The princess was desperate and sought eternal beauty, hoping that it would restore the prince's affection. You see what I mean? Before long, the princess's ire transformed her into a monster. Now, listen here. When do you think this all happened? Long ago, when this very land was called something else. We say Drangleic now, but countless kingdoms have risen and fallen on this very spot. And this won't be the last. Oh no.
No, it will not. I love the implications for the lore of Dark Souls 2. Because Dark Souls 1, it's the first cycle. And with Dark Souls 3, it's the final cycle. But Dark Souls 2 is just a random cycle somewhere in the middle. There's no real point to it. It's completely inconsequential to the story. Yet you can still see its influence throughout the lore in Dark Souls 3. You can see pieces of this game's story popping up. And Dark Souls 3 is, as we see at the end of it, is a twisted culmination of time and space and all of the cycles that have gone by over countless years. But I love that this story, none of it matters in the grand scheme of things. It's just one more cycle of countless. It's cool. I like the position of the story, it being the middle game and the middle story.
That damned hag just can't let her old flame go. She's going to get us all burned. God almighty. I'm not going to die in this dump. Fine
So-
then. All the best.
We've exhausted his dialogue. For a Ferrous Lockstone and a Twinkling Titanite, 2,000 souls isn't a bad deal. We still have plenty left here to explore, though. You can see the windmill is no longer turning. Yeah, we have to drop down from the other side. So we have to open that door as well as exhaust Pate's dialogue here for the quest.
We went through a lot together. Take this as a token of our friendship. Don't be shy. They were meant for you. Well, we meet again. There's treasure this way, but I have a bad feeling about it. I don't quite have the guts myself. Well, we meet. There's treasure. I don't quite have.
I believe after I open the door, you'll have another line of dialogue as well. Okay, calm down. So we can jump across that way. However, we want to drop down here so that we can open up this door.
Well, we meet. There's treasure this. I don't quite have the.
Okay. Apparently not. I thought there was one more line of dialogue. Now, I forget if I can drop down there and live. I can. And here we have a lightning spear. There's an item there, which I don't know if we can make this jump. I feel like we can. I know we can make that one. I'm pretty sure anyways. Not gonna risk anything though, I'll just drop down here. Go the long way. Another example of hitboxes. Even though I was in position and did the back attack, he turned around fast enough that I didn't get it off. These guys are still dead, however. No, actually I think I want to go this way. Because I went this direction, and now I have this direction as well. Yes, so this is the way forward. To the boss room. Are there still desert sorceresses here? I know there's one, right? You can see the poison has been drained from there. I want to go double check, just make sure I didn't miss anything over here. Might be missing things. Well, there's you down there, but that just goes back to an area we've already been. Is there something I missed up here? Run. Thank you. Ah, right, the jump across here. I forget what's in this chest. Soul of a Brave Warrior. Okay. Yeah, unless I want to get that other item on the ledge, but I'm not too concerned with that. So we will head towards the boss arena. Almost fell down there. Not wearing the cat ring, I probably would have died. We have a hidden bonfire here. I'll wait to hit that until I'm about to fight the boss. We have a chest. I believe this has a petrified something. Yes. Not all of the item locations have changed, so some of them I remember, others I get mixed up. Now, if you want to use a Ferrous Lockstone here, this will create a pool of water that heals you and cures poison. However, this here is actually our first mimic. Now, this boss specifically has a very useful NPC summon. So if you are having troubles with this boss, you can feel free to summon them. They are very, very strong. And depending on your RNG, they can solo this boss sometimes on New Game. If you were to go on to New Game Plus, then you may not. So we'll hit 1 to aggro them one at a time. So this summon here is Jester Thomas, and it is one of the most powerful summons in the game. is a Pyromancer, and if you are lucky, you will spam some of the most powerful Pyromancies in the game and kill the boss very quickly. Now, you have to make sure you burned the windmill. There's a bonfire there, so it's very easy to do. You know what? I'm going to summon this phantom because I want to get sunlight metals. So, I feel like summoning. Not that this is a boss I need to summon with, but... let's go. So as you can see, she's not too difficult. If you do not burn the windmill, then this entire arena is filled with poison. And as we learned from Gilligan, it heals her. So if she stands in this poison, it heals her. But obviously it poisons us. So here comes the infamous elevator. We were at the top of a windmill in a valley, and this elevator goes up for quite a ways. And when we head out, we are in the Iron Keep. Now, I have my own headcanon for how this works. In my mind, we were just in Earthen Peak, which is in Harvest Valley. In Harvest Valley, you see mountains all around you. It's a valley. We're easily well below sea level. And the Iron Keep here, in my mind, is sitting at the peak of a volcano that is active. And that is how I justify going up and being at a lake of lava.
You've been long away. What would you like?
Although people like to hate on it quite a lot.
I've only one thing to provide, and we both know what that is.
I don't think she has anything new yet, no.
No interest.
She will in a moment. We still don't have the chunks that I was looking for. No. So, we're gonna go buy the last bright bug that I didn't get. I did miss the ones that were cheaper. But, that's alright. Buy a whole bunch of life gems with the rest of those. Let's pop some soul items as well. Also, I don't know if I explained this. The bright bugs, you can read their description here. They make you deal more damage and take less damage. They increase all of your defenses and increase all of your damage. I'm not sure exactly what the percentages are, but it's significant. They are very, very useful. And if you're having a tough time on a specific boss, bright bugs can help you out quite a lot if you want to do it yourself without summoning.
Bear, seek less.
Bear, seek less. And we'll put those points into endurance. Now, as for areas, I love Iron Keep. I like it a lot. It's very enjoyable for me. I want to go to Strayed Cell. Just take a look at what trades we have for souls available.
Well, this is a most twisted soul. Very good indeed. Prepare to peer straight into the heart of magic.
So, what he was referring to there was the Lost Sinners. Got a couple things. Nothing I'm interested in for those. And not for either of those either. So, we'll head back to Majula and spend all of my souls. I know that I don't want anything from Ornifex, who is another blacksmith that you can trade souls with, because I'm already using the weapon, and the only other weapon I will want is one I will get from a much later boss. So we will go ahead and consume all of these souls. There we go. You're at 660,000 soul memory.
Seek less.
And let's go dump all of this into faith. We need to get up to 50 faith. So, might as well start working our way there. And it's good damage scaling for us. So, if we step on this molten rock there, it'll kill us extremely fast. So what we are going to do... Or are they not here? I guess they're at the other end. Okay. In vanilla, they used to be here. I guess they're further up now. And I'll have to come back. So we have some Alon Knights. Not too bad with how powerful we are right now. We should have an invader show up here as well, I believe. Items. Ah, there he is. Familiar? This was the guy who we fought in the Forest of the Fallen Giants. He invaded us and gave us our first death. I played it risky there, but whatever. Okay. Well, aggro this guy over. We have an item inside that there as well. We have an NPC over here.
What? Who are you? Who, me? I'm Magarold. Who else? What? Have a look at my wares.
So here we can use incense. We can buy items. He sells the Curse Bite Ring. He also sells all of the carvings. You can buy a fragrant branch from him. A couple good things. Unlimited black fire bombs as well as charcoal pine resin. Also very nice. And he sells a bunch of sorceries. And a couple hexes.
I'm mainly a treasure hunter, you see. I'm only a merchant on the side. Around about, looking for a find, following me instincts. I don't care what a thing's worth. What matters is whether it grabs me. Do I enjoy what I do? Well, that's a good question. I suppose I must. I've been doing it for ages. There's good iron in these parts. An old king even used it to build a castle. But the thing was too heavy. It slowly sank into the ground. Fire spouted from the earth, and the place turned into this. At least, that's what I've been told. What a bad story, eh? So, what'll it be? Anything for you today? Hey, you know that old fella with the hulking blue sword? He talks really highly of it, but I got a feeling it's a fake. I didn't want to disappoint him, so I just sort of talked around it. Let me just say, there are lots of legendary swords out there. Have you heard of the shrine on the eastern edge of Drang Lake? Built to honor the dragons, they say. If only I knew how to get there. I'd go and I'd comb it for goodies.
We'll have to keep that in mind.
I'm mainly a treasure hunter, you see. I'm only a merchant. Do I enjoy? I suppose I must. Hey!
Oh, I did hear right. So, these jars are what I was looking for. They are water jars. Get ourselves nice and wet, and then we can survive that. Even though it was a lot of damage, we still lived. It would have killed us a lot faster without rolling through the water jars. here's the jump that I'm going to die trying to do. But you used to have to do this for the Dull Ember, but they changed the position. That's where it was. I can't believe I didn't die there on my first try. I normally do. I love the look of the Elan Knights and the Elan armor. We have the Zweihander. And we have an Elan Captain. So, here's our next boss room, and we even have Lucatiel. However, we're not going to do the boss quite yet. That will shut off the furnace on the inside. And you can see we have some more chests down there. Large Titanite shards. And that'll be the bridge all the way down. So, what we can do here... Not... I guess I need something heavier. You can break those open, but... I'll just go ahead and take this one out with our bow. Okay, time to die. Never mind, apparently. We only have 4 Estus, but I have a good feeling about this, so... Let's summon Lucatiel here. And we are going to do I have? I think I do. So we're going to pop a small orange burr. And we're going to use a life gem, and we're going to enter the mist. This is a very cool boss, Smelter Demon. Now he's got extra defense and HP, because we summoned Lucatiel. But you take fire damage just by standing near him at this point in the fight. I would love it if she attacked him. Okay. It's a pretty straightforward fight. There we are. Smelter Demon. Not too bad. And he has even less hit points if I don't summon Lucatiel, of course. And for doing that, we get a bonfire. We also get the best shield in the game. This is the Porcine Shield. And it's a pig. We are going to rest. Not going to go back for spending our souls just yet because we have another pursuer fight. And that's Pursuer. 4, the Ring of Blades, +1. Which is just going to up our physical damage even more. And now we'll go back to Majula. We'll just keep dumping everything into Faith for now. this door now. It only opens from this side as well. And this is where we are. Yeah. Green blossom. We'll just rest here instead of using a healing item. Yeah, you can see we're not one-shotting them yet, but it is significantly more damage. And you can see this knight here is trying to break the bridge. If you don't get to him in time, then you have to jump this gap, but it's not too bad either way. So, before we head to the rest of this, we'll go to a little side area here. We'll be back for this room momentarily. However, we want to drop down here. Belfry Soul Approach.
Chums, we shan't be miffed. Stay back all your pieces, tiniest pieces. A long, long, long time ago, the prince he made me, yes, just like so. To guard this bell, princess's honor. Stay away, foul undead, or you'll be a goner. Stay back! It belongs to the prince, yes it do! You wish to guard the bell, you do. For the princess and prince, forever, for true. Here for you. When you're round the bell, you'll be brought near. When the bell is in trouble, the ring brings you here. Slice them to shreds, whoever they are, wherever, whoever, be they near, be they far. Slice them to pieces for the prince, yes! The prince made me to guard the bell. to shreds, tear 'em to bits, gather around and ring the bell swift. We've been ringing this bell forever, we have. Intempt, we...
So, the Bell Covenant is full of people who are absolutely insane. This is another optional side area. It is a PvP area. And it works similar to the Rat Covenant, but opposite. So instead of people getting pulled into your world, you invade people who are here. So it's very likely that or very possible anyways, that I get invaded by another player here. So I'll try and be quick. Now that does so much damage because we actually don't have the Leo ring on. That'll deal even more damage. Now that we have rung the bell, I believe now we can be invaded. I believe is how it works. Thankfully, we haven't been invaded quite yet. Okay. And now he will come over here. Now, because we're wearing the Ring of Steel protection, we took significantly less damage there. Since it is a heavy physical attacker. Oh no. Now, this area doesn't have a boss, but the counterpart to this area, the other Bell Covenant area, does have a boss. I believe this is Pyromancy Immolation, yes. And this just comes right back out here. So it's a couple items that we can pick up, but nothing too special other than that. We'll dunk this down to kill them. Ow. And then raise it back up. There is a Titanite Lizard here, I think. Which I didn't get in time. That lizard does give us a chunk, so I wouldn't mind. Come on, really? Okay. Now we will go raise the platform again, or lower it rather. Really? And this allows us to get over here. And I believe this is a mimic, isn't it? Oh, no, it's just an invader. The mimic is not here yet. Ooh. Weird invader, but alright. Just use an Estus. I think this one is safe. Ah, right. The mimic is a little bit further up ahead. Misremembering the order of some of these rooms. Black Knight Great Axe. Okay. Play it very slow and careful there. Now, this goes back up to that big room we were at. Although, there'll be an Iron Knight here. Yeah. Is there an item over there? Have to double check. No. So we'll keep moving forward. Overall, not a very difficult enemy. We'll head straight up. And I think we should get an invader here, if I'm not mistaken. But we have a bonfire, which we will sit at in just a moment. But we'll pull this lever first. You should notice that things are pretty quiet now, because all of the fire stuff has been turned off. Is this an NPC or a player? Okay. Not an NPC I care about. We are still hoping to get those Titanite chunks. But they'll come when they come. Here we have yet another one of the Lord Soul bosses. Let's see if I can do this one on the first try as well. My first time playing this game, this boss gave me quite a lot of trouble. Not the boss himself, but the arena for the boss. That hole specifically. And there's the old Iron King. I believe this is another Sublime Bone Dust. No, this is a petrified something. Chest down here. Maybe that was in vanilla. Now we do have this back here. And we'll be coming back here later. But I'll go show it off briefly. We don't have the key for this quite yet. Interestingly enough, in vanilla, even if you did not own the DLCs, you could still go here. But unless you had the key, which you could only get through owning the DLCs, you couldn't get any further. However, you could put your sign down here and get summoned by someone. I believe this should be our first encounter with someone. It's not. Is it only in the last one then? Oh, we have 100,000 souls to spend. That is 2 of the Lord's souls down. If we take a look, we have 825,000 soul memory.
The soul and the curse are one and the same. Your soul has grown stronger still. I only hope it brings you what you wish. You've been long away. What would you like? Well, I've only one thing to provide.
So, she now sells unlimited Titanite shards, and she has some large Titanite shards.
You know how they call this? Well, each like me. Oi!
You? Everyone's so.
Okay. Just double checking any dialogue.
Oh, I'd given you up for dead. Almost had me worried, really.
Now we still do not have Titanite chunks that we need. However, we can upgrade the priest chime here. And upgrade some of our armor a little further as well. I won't take the armor to +10, but I will eventually take it to +9. Let's go talk to Gilligan. And let's go talk to Kale while we're at it as well.
Wait. You found your way out too. The name's Gilligan. Don't make me say it twice. All right. What do you want? I have everything you need. Oh, I should have listened to the warnings. This place is flippin' mental. Huh? No, I wasn't born here. I'm from a wee bit. I'm from a wee bit out west. That's all. I've seen some rough times. I think I'll settle down for a while. You wouldn't believe the shenanigans that happen in my business. I thought at least here in the middle of nowhere, I could stay clear of, you know, my old pals. Oh, don't ask me what happened. Have you no discretion, me old chum? That gaping hole. Well, search me. It's where the people around here toss all their rubbish. Corpses, or you know what. Or whatever they'd rather be rid of. Oh, and those human statues, who are they supposed to be? Anybody, I suppose. Probably just some old pagan costume. What's it like at the bottom of the hole? I mean, why in the hell would I know? Ha! Oh, yeah. Somebody told me that the grave of a saint lies below here. Not built by the king, no. It dates back to a time long before him. The tomb connects to that hole. And there's something about some rat king down there. Hell, if the old rat is as rich as they say, maybe I should go and pay him a visit. Oh, I should have listened. Huh? See. You want to go down that awful hole? You must have lost your marbles. Fine, sure, fine. I'm happy to be of service. You need a ladder then, sure enough. But you'll have to show some generosity.
So you have 3 options here. I'm going to buy all of them.
Well, really? A very generous offer indeed.
They're for
Especially
3.
from you. I
They're for
get
3
such a
separate
warm feeling
ladders.
inside when I get the chance to help others.
I'll show the dialogue and animation once and I'll skip it for the rest. You don't need to get all these ladders. As I showed earlier, we already have the gutter waypoint, or the bonfire, rather.
Hey,
I'm playing too much
this
Diablo.
ladder's not for sale. The only things I sell are miniatures. I mean, if that tickles your fancy, you can buy as many as you like.
So we can also buy this ladder miniature here. I believe it's cheaper if we buy it back at Earthen Peak, but
Well, that's fine. A very just you. Hey, don't. Well, you just fine then. Hey,
so
this
we have all of
ladder's
the
not-
ladders set up now.
Cheers for that.
I can also show off maybe some of these armor sets here.
You need armor?
We have access to the Smelter Demon armor. I think that's the only new set we have here.
Are you sure?
We'll go talk to Kale. As you can see, we have a few more lights showing up. This one here for the Iron Keep, and this one here for the Lost Bastille.
Ah, yes. There is something I wanted to tell you. I was born in the land of Mirror. Mirror is also the home of an infamous killer, a knight in name alone. He was locked in the dungeon for multiple murders, but shortly before his execution, he managed to escape. And the other day, I saw a fellow with a striking likeness, and then, wait. Well, I think he looked rather similar. No, it's true. I saw just such a man, I swear. I believe his name was Cray something. I believe. They shared some resemblance, I think.
Ah, interesting.
Even more flames have appeared. I don't know what is something greatly comforting about that flame. It seems to fulfill something very precious, deep within the soul. Something essential. I would not venture far. But it...
So we'll have to talk to him more as we get more of those flames to appear. And he was talking about Creighton. Creighton and Pate both say some pretty bad things about each other. We hear bad things about both of them from other people.
Bearer, seek, lest this...
Slowly putting the puzzle pieces together on that one as we talk to some NPCs. We can go all the way to 38 Faith. We still haven't got another shard. Now we have a couple places we could go. I want to go here to... You know what? I think he's actually not here in Scholar. He's somewhere else. So the way we want to go to head forward is through there. That'll lead us to our next Lord Soul, or the Gutter. Depending on what I want to do, we only have a little bit of time left in this video anyways. Got a couple options, I suppose. Perhaps in the next one, we will go do Belfry Luna. And then we'll go do Gutter. We'll leave Shaded Woods and Brightstone Coast Seldora for last. Come over here and hand in the petrified somethings and smooth and silky stones and whatnot. So we have quite a few things here we can drop.
Yes, you! Give us Silky!
So you can see you can start with one of these petrified somethings, but you get plenty throughout the game. So we got an old whip, a twinkling Titanite, and another twinkling Titanite.
Give it most.
Fire Drake Stone, Lead Stone, another Fire Drake Stone. Okay, nothing too interesting. The petrified somethings can give us Titanite chunks, so that's why I wanted to go do that. Okay. Trying to think. I don't think we need any of these souls either. Don't need Smelter Demon Sword, so we can consume that. Need any of the weapons from Old Iron King's soul, and we don't need the spell. I believe it's a Pyromancy, so consume that for an extra 25k. And there's a good reason why I'm leaving Shaded Woods and Brightstone Cove Seldora to last, which I will explain once we get there, which will probably be in either next episode or the one after. So, 41. It's bringing up our damage quite a lot, the lightning portion of it. As you can see, if we head over to character, to equipment, we are getting 92 lightning damage from our faith, which is pretty nice. See, if we take that Ring of Blades off and check, we have 435. $463. So we're getting 28 physical damage from the ring, which is pretty damn good. The Ring of Blades +2, I don't know if I'm gonna get in this playthrough. I could, but I'll probably die a few times trying to get it. It's a bit of a pain. Okay, I think that sums all this up for now. Head over to the servants' quarters, and in the next one we'll go to Belfry Luna and the Gargoyles, and then we'll get started on the Gutter after that. We're almost at the halfway point of the game, although that's more like the 1/3 way if we're including DLCs, which I'm going to do most of the DLCs. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next episode.